What's going on, guys? It's your boy DJ back with another video, and look at the sky today. Nothing but blue skies, a little bit chilly, but hey, let's get to the video. So as some of you may know, I am looking for a new car. I will go over a couple prospects in a little bit, but let's check out what the two cars that are in my fleet now. So I have a 2016 Jeep Compass four-wheel drive. This is mainly my girlfriend's car. She drives this to work and back, and I just wanted her to have something safe to drive and for us to have something when we want to go up to the mountains to go skiing. Look at those mountains, look beautiful. But this is our Jeep. Really nothing's going to happen to this thing. We're going to keep it for a little bit. She wants a Forester next, and I think in about maybe later this year or early next year, that's what we'll be getting, but that's for another video. But until then, we're just gonna keep it stock because we want to keep the value of it. We don't care to change anything. And this is my daily driver as of right now. This is a 2008 Mazda 6. Not the prettiest, not the flashiest car, but hey, it gets me to work. It's front wheel drive. It actually does really good in the snow. Speaking of snow, look at this huge snow pile in my apartment complex parking lot. Pretty crazy. But here she is. She has paint fading. She's an 08. She's been a good girl. She's had some miles put on her, about 176 now. But I did want to do some things with this car, but I don't know, because I do plan on getting rid of this car. It's not worth anything. I'm thinking about giving it to a family member who is almost at the age of getting their first car, and I want to help out. And this car runs great, no problems. It's been well maintained, but I might do a little something to it. I do want to lower it a little bit, maybe just a smidge, maybe not, because that will kind of affect the drivability, especially when I give it to the person I might be giving it to. But I think before I do get rid of it, I do want to get like a little axle back exhaust for it, brighten up the sound. But I want to get into what I might be getting. So let's head inside and let's talk about it. So there are three main cars that I am thinking about getting for the summertime period of the year. Two of them are rear wheel drive and one is front wheel drive. I am thinking of something for the wintertime, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So the first car I'm thinking of is a BMW E36. So these are actually very popular in the drift scene, but I'm not really into drifting, but I think they're really cool. They do come with V6s. You can't get them with inline 6s. They're decently quick, but there's a lot of aftermarket support. These things have been around since the 90s, and you can make these cars look really good, and they're also really cheap. So I'm on good old Facebook Marketplace. We'll go here. And by the way, this is my whole gaming and editing setup here. But as you can see, you can scroll down. Some aren't too inexpensive, and there is a lot of them. So I've been also thinking of getting a Miata. So one of my best friends actually have a Miata, and he's starting to build his, and I think it would be cool if we're both to do Miata builds, not at the same time, but kind of at the same time. He lives up in Seattle, and you might be seeing some of his content soon, but here are some ideas I have for a Miata. So some ideas I have for a Miata are is getting some over fenders for the rear, so I can run a little bit of wider tire on the back. Do like a CX Racing turbo kit. They're like $1,300 to $1,500, and I'll do that in the wintertime months, because obviously you can't drive a Miata during the wintertime. And just making it look good, get it wrapped so it'd be in a cool color. I've always wanted to wrap a car, and I think getting a Miata would be a perfect opportunity to do that. As you can see, Miatas are relatively quite cheap. $1,500, $1,200, $3,000 for a little bit nicer example. There's a bunch of part outs to find cars, and parts on these cars are relatively inexpensive. There have been a lot of Miata builds on YouTube and other things, but I do want to do one, put my own little personal touch on it, and I think it'd be cool just to have a little coupe to drive around, especially in the summertime. Drop the top, get the wind flowing. But yeah, so the next car I'm thinking of is actually really far out the box. I've actually owned one before and actually kind of built it a little bit, and it was actually pretty fast. So that one would be a Saab 900. So Saab 900s, especially the year 97 to about 2000, they came from the factory with a built motor. It's the 2-liter turbo, and these stock blocks can handle up to almost 600 horsepower. Granted, transmission would go out before then, but transmission and clutch. But they hold a lot of power. So my idea to get one is to find a 97, kind of in really good body shape, because there's not a lot of aftermarket support for just wide bodies and like over fenders on these cars. So I would get one. I would do an STI turbo swap, because it's a T4 flange with bolt right on. Do a downpipe, and there's this one company that actually, you send your ECU out and you tell them your specs, and they send you an ECU that's unlocked and already has like a factory tune for those specs that you sent. So I would do that and obviously go get it dyno tuned. But I think that would be really cool. No one has a Saab 900 build at all. Like, these cars look like old grandpa cars, and they were really expensive when they first came out, but I just have a love for these things. And if I can find like a Saab 9.5 wagon with the 2.0, I think that would be perfect. I'm really into wagons, and there's not many really cars in my price range I'm looking for that are wagons, but I could definitely try to find one like this. This one just needs an ignition pack coil, but I mean, if it's still available in manual, I'd be so interested in looking for this. But yeah, so those are some of the cars I'm thinking, just future plans. And also, I will be getting a house soon. So I live in an apartment currently, but I'll have my own dedicated studio for gaming and filming, because I want to do more talking videos like this. And one of the things for the garage I'm looking for is a garage space, so I can actually work on cars, actually do stuff, because it actually hurts me being in an apartment not being able to work on a car, because if I did, I'd have done stuff to that mouse a long time ago, which is kind of hard when you live in an apartment. So yeah, those are the future plans. I do plan on getting a car before April, or in April, so I can start getting it ready for the summer months. I will be getting a house in April, so expect garage content then. But until then, it'll just be mainly reviews and me looking for a car. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. Those are kind of my 3 choices. If you guys have any other thoughts or any of the cars that you might think about, throw them down in the comments. And thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next video. Peace. Look at that right.